Take a look at these two guys. The first is Kurt. He's been with his girlfriend for 6 years, and they have 3 beautiful children, and they have another one on the way. So that's going to make 4. Then we have Aaron. He's a scuba diver who got dumped by his girlfriend just last week. And they look like 2 average all-American guys, but there's something about Aaron and Kurt that you might find shocking. They are both straight guys who, for the right price, have sex with men on camera. They've even done gay porn scenes together. They are straight men who admit, I'm gay for pay. This is Kurt, and Kurt made news recently when he got fired from his job at the Subway sandwich shop. I'm sure we've all had Subway sandwiches, right? He just got fired from Subway for his work in gay porn. So you went on a job interview for Subway, Kurt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And did you tell the owner that you did porn?
Yeah, I mean...
Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, I wanted to be careful. I was like, well, maybe I should be honest. You know, honesty is always the best policy, but not in this case. But, you know, I told him, yeah, I've done porn in the past. I still do it as a side job, but I want a home job where I don't have to travel very much. You know,
okay.
just
And
stay
how did he
home
feel about that?
Well, I mean, when I told them, they were like, oh, that's cool. You know, you can do whatever you want. As long as you show up and do your job, then it's,
really?
You know, not a big deal.
So he was okay for it. And then a customer called and said what?
Yeah, a customer called in and said, well, we know him. He's Kurt Wilde. We've seen him somewhere, and we know he's a gay porn star. We don't care if he's straight or what. We won't eat there because he's a gay porn star and he makes our sandwiches. So they threatened a boycott, a boycott on me.
Really, while you were working there?
Yeah.
So what ended up happening?
They ended up just taking me into the office and firing me. Like.
And they fired
nothing.
you. You know, it's interesting to me. Let's just focus on. You say that you're straight.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are attracted to women.
Of course, yeah.
But when it comes to your work in the adult world, right, you have sex with men.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it seems a little strange, but I mean, honestly, it's not that strange because I mean, you know, you get into the straight porn industry. I mean, porn is porn. Honestly, is what I believe. Porn is porn, and whether it's, you know, 2 guys, 2 girls, a guy and a girl, you know, I say I'm straight, and I really am. I'm married, 3 kids.
So how do you get aroused for a man in a scene if you're straight?
Well, I mean, I don't really get aroused for anybody but for my fans. I mean, my fans, knowing in the back of my mind that they're watching me, and they want me to perform at my best. That gives me a little motivation.
And your fans that are gay men?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so you say you get aroused for your fans. So you're thinking about your fans, and that makes you aroused? Isn't that gay?
The whole thought that I'm entertaining by just turning myself on and
so how
doing my
do
job.
Do you think about a woman? Like, what do you do to become aroused?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to watch a porn to get ready. Other times you just get ready in your mind. And
you get ready in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, I have to ask you a question that I'm sure we're all thinking, so I'm going to ask it.
Awesome.
How do I say this in daytime TV? Okay. It's Christmas Day. It's not today, but just say it's Christmas Day. Do you like to give presents or receive them?
Okay.
I think we all understood that.
If you put it that way, I mean, it's a job. I mean, you have to be mutual. I mean, you do whatever you want to do.
I understand that you were more comfortable, especially when you first started, with a certain type of gift giving or receiving. Which one?
The giving and receiving, either way, to me, it's the same thing.
Really?
So,
I heard that you were more comfortable being submissive or receiving the present.
There's room for question, I bet.
But why would you be more comfortable with that? I heard it was because you didn't have to look at him?
I feel more in control. Like, I'm not comfortable all the time. When I work with another guy, I'm not comfortable necessarily giving compared to receiving, because it's just, I don't know, I feel like, you know, it's easy for me to do, and I can do it and at least feel like I'm having a good time, you know, without being, you know, gay.
So you said you can be more turned on from the receiving.
I have to get myself turned on for the viewing purposes of everybody else. Like when I'm working with the other guy, he's doing the same thing that I'm doing. We're both getting ready, separate, but then we meet in the middle and we create this, you know, scene together.
You know what
and
I would
both
think?
Be straight.
I would think that, you know, because at first, when I heard that you liked to receive the presents
right.
on Christmas Day or Hanukkah or whatever, I was like, that doesn't make sense. He's gay, and he is just, you know, lying and saying that he's straight. Because, I mean, if you're going to receive, I mean, come on. That's like kind of more gay. But in your defense, I was talking to one of my producers, and they said, but Tyra, did you think about this? When you are the Christmas gift giver, you have to be aroused as a man to perform.
Right.
To receive the present, you don't have to be. You ever thought about that? Oh.
You know, I just like, you know, you have to get yourself in that mode to be able to do any of it.
Okay, so who do you think about?
Who do
Woman?
I think about?
Do you think about a famous person? Do you think about like a girlfriend?
Usually my wife.
You usually think about your wife?
Yeah.
Okay, how did you get into gay porn? You look like a little sweet little boy with an Argyle shirt on. That.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just.
How did you get into gay porn?
I just thought, well, hey, I can do that, you know, and.
Why not straight porn?
You know, the fantasy kind of seemed like, well, why not? You know, you try anything.
For
right?
gay porn or for straight porn?
For straight porn at first.
Okay,
See,
so then, how did it lead to the gay porn?
Well, I started out with a photographer who sent me a request. He's like, well, you want to get into to porn, right? And I was like, well, yeah, why not? You know, I want to get into straight porn. But he's like, well, the money is not going to be so good.
So for a straight porn scene, you would get, what, $300?
Maybe, something like that.
And then for a gay porn scene, you would get $3,000?
Or more.
Or more. That's interesting. So it's almost like, I wouldn't even think that a woman is turning you on. I would think that the money is making you get off.
Maybe, I don't know.
That it's the money.
Yeah, it's money, the fans, supporting my family. Just
talk about your family. How many children do you have? You
I have
said
3
you
kids.
have 3 kids and you have one on the way.
Yeah.
Don't you have worries that they're going to see you all over the internet when they get older?
Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be a conflict for everybody who has kids in the porn industry.
But let's talk about you.
You have to keep it away from them. You want to protect your children all the time, you know.
But I mean, if they just want to Google your name just for fun to see if you have a Facebook page or it's probably going to be called Spacebook in the future or something different, they're going to come across your stuff.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell them?
Well, kids, I mean, you know, that's it's a job, and you know, if I just don't want anybody to. And
you're going to say I'm gay for pay, or
you know,
what are you going to tell them about the sexuality part?
Just be who you want to be, you know, and.
So if they say, Dad, I want to be gay for pay too, yeah, it's rad.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't settle well. I mean, you know.
Do you really think you want your kids to do porn?
No, I don't want anybody's kids to do porn. I mean.
So how does your girlfriend feel about this?
My wife, your
wife, sorry.
Well, she's actually my fiance, but I plan on marrying her after I'm done with the industry. That way I can just at least have a clean slate with her in our marriage. You know, I mean, there's to me a little bit of difference in matrimony versus, you know, to anybody who is married and has a porn job, more power to them. I don't have the heart to do it right now.
So you would stop when you get married?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with my family, everything I've done, everywhere I've gone. I don't take it home with me. My job stays in the big cities, and I go home to my family, and I just, you know, I mean, I never want anybody's kids to go into porn, and I don't want, you know, I'm not promoting porn.
Is there anything about it that you like? Anything about the gay porn that you like?
Well, it's kind of weird. You get to actually kind of make really good friends with your partners. Like, you know, after the scene, you guys aren't weird about each other. You know, you're like,
But
well,
you can make friends on MySpace.
Right, right.
We'll be right back. Okay, we are with straight men who sleep with their girlfriends at night, but by day they pretend to be gay. They're gay for pay. How many of you guys have heard gay for pay before? Y'all heard that before? No? Me either, until today. Okay, joining us now is Aaron, and Aaron actually worked with Kurt in a gay porn movie. Oh my gosh, look at you guys. It looks like a, what do you call that, a seesaw? Is that what that's called? A seesaw? Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go, let's go to Aaron now. So, Aaron, you're straight.
I am straight.
You have a girlfriend.
I had a girlfriend. She broke up with me because I was coming to your show.
She broke up with you because you were coming here? Why?
Yeah.
Was she embarrassed? Was she embarrassed that you were going to be talking about
Yeah,
this?
I think she was, women tend to get a little embarrassed whenever we put our relationships out widely, you know.
So, she's left you for coming here, not for being gay for pay, interestingly enough.
She had a problem with it.
Yeah.
I told her I'd quit when I got married.
Yeah. That's like the little running thing here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see, Tyra, Kurt got a little nervous. I have to help people understand. We can do straight porn, okay? And I would be glad to do straight porn. Except the problem is that they pay us, you know, $500 a scene. So in order for me to make what I do, make sleeping with one guy a month, I would have to sleep with about 20 different women. You know, so one guy or
A lot of guys would be
20
like, what's
women.
wrong with that?
I mean, which would the girl rather have, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a lot more economical sense and it's just a lot easier for us to switch over to the gay side. And,
Okay, so it's easier. How is it, I asked Kurt about getting aroused. How is it for you? What do
well,
you
I have a nice little camera phone where I videotape me and my girl, you know, doing whatever it is we do at night. And then I take it with me on my scenes, and I take a Viagra pill, and I sit there and watch it.
Oh, you take a
Clear
Viagra?
my mind.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
24 and you have to take a Viagra because it's to get aroused.
It's to get aroused because obviously a man doesn't turn me on. So if I
Okay.
sit there and watch watch the videos that I have with me of my personal life, that arouses me.
That arouses
And then I
you.
can take the pill and it keeps me aroused. And then I can clear my mind and focus on doing my job, going through the motions, performing sex.
I understand that when you were with your girlfriend, you'd be in clubs and people knew that you did gay porn, so guys would hit on you and stuff and ignore your girlfriend, or?
Well, in the gay clubs, guys will hit on me while I'm with my girlfriend, but why should I be flattered about that? If I'm hot enough to pick up women and guys, why would it, you know?
Okay, how did you
It's
get
more
into?
flattering than anything.
You started as a stripper, right? A male exotic dancer.
Yes.
And how did you go from being a male exotic dancer and dancing for women to dancing and doing sex with men?
Well, growing up, I'm not going to say that I was poor, but my family didn't have, you know, as much money as some people do to pay my way through college, and I didn't have to work through college. So I was sitting in college wondering how am I going to make money because I am broke, you know. I can't even buy food, let alone clothes or books or anything like that. One of my friends' girlfriends was a stripper, and she said, I make a lot of money stripping, you know, maybe you should try it. So we started dancing for females. And there's a private party or a private agency that booked strippers for private parties. And they called me one day and they said, you know, we got a job for you. And my average base was $175. That's what I charged plus tips. And they said, can you take this party? And I said, yeah, sure, I can take it. And they said, we got to tell you something. And I said, oh, what's that? And they said, it's for guys. And I was like, I don't know, I don't think I can do it. And they said, well, let me call the party back and I'll get back in touch with you. So they called them, they called me back, they said, they'll double your rate and they'll take care of you. So they paid me $350 for an hour, and then they started tipping me $100 bills the whole time I was there. So the entire time I'm there, I walked out with $2,300 after 1 hour, and I was like, I can make a lot of money here. You know, so I had already owned a stripping company with 4 other guys.
Dancing for women, though.
Dancing for women. I went back to them, I said, guys, forget about the women. I love all you women. You're so beautiful and sexy, but, you know, you're just not paying me as much as these guys are, and when it comes down to it, I'm in the business for the money, you know what I mean?
So you went from dancing and then you started doing it. How do you go from being okay to go because I don't think that would be hard, you know, that Chippendale you know, that's like you can laugh through that, you know, but then you said, okay, now I'm going to do it and have sex with guys.
Well,
and be straight.
A straight producer saw me dancing and he asked me if I would do straight porn. I agreed to do it. A gay producer saw me doing straight porn and asked me if I would do gay porn. And I said no, and then he told me how much money he would pay me, and I said, all right, I'll try it out.
Just 10 times more.
I mean, how can you say no to something if you never tried it in life, you know what I mean? So I just tried it.
wait, back up, back up, Aaron. Come on. I think every woman in this audience has been asked a lot of things, and we say, hell no. So take me back to that very first gay scene that you did. For sex scene.
The very first gay scene?
Yeah. Like, where was your mind? Were you nervous?
I got to think back to my first gay scene.
There's been so many.
There has been quite a few. Yeah, I was nervous. You know, it was hard for me to focus. I didn't know what I was doing. You know, I was scared. I had the normal fears of anybody would have. You know, what will people think? What will they say?
Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys won't believe who's here and who approves. Aaron's mother is here, Pam, and she actually approves of what her son does. Stand on up, Pam. Stand on up. Hi. Hi. So I find it so interesting that you approve of what your son does. Tell me, and I'm not even talking about the gay part, I'm just talking about the porn part. Like, when he came to you and said he was doing this, how do you accept this as his mom?
Well, it's not really the job that I accept. It's that I accept him for everything, no matter if it's good or bad, or whether I would personally do it. Well, but that's what he wants to do.
Have you ever seen his?
I know. No.
Never seen his movies. I can imagine being a mom and seeing and just freaking out and never being able to look at your son and say.
Well, I think that's why he told me before he ever shot anything. He came and told me, because I think we've always been really close and very honest, and I think so that I wouldn't get that shell shock. I think he came straight out and told me before he ever did anything, just because we've always had that really close relationship. So I've always told him that whatever he does, as long as he is happy. I mean, how can you as a mom not say, well, I'm going to pick a career and that's not it, even though
what would you have wished he did for a living?
Well,
you could have your way.
Could go to any college that he wants, because he's a really, really, really intelligent child, and he could go to any college he wants, and I was hoping he would have been a lawyer. And at 40, you're not going to look that good. So I'm hoping that he still follows his dreams to go to college, because he has wanted to do that. So I'm hoping that's what he will do. So
what do you think, Aaron? Do you ever think you'll be a lawyer?
I'm switching majors. I don't want to finish out my law degree. I want to go back to being commercial diving, underwater welding, and underwater photography. I love those, and I love the scuba dive.
When do you think you'll stop?
When do I think I'll stop?
Yeah, your mom said when you're 40, your body's not going to look.
Well, I'll either stop filming porn whenever I finish my degree, or you know, I'll meet a woman that I marry.
We'll be right back. We're talking to straight men who make their living as gay porn stars, and now we're getting to bartenders, straight bartenders who work in gay bars. So I'm going to start with you, Julio. So, Julio,
yes,
you are a bartender, and you get more money because you work in the gay bar.
Of course.
Okay, and Victor, you were saying to my producers that a straight bartender is in a straight bar is like an extra, and a straight bar in a gay bar is like a star, like the star of a movie. What does that mean?
Well, when you're in a straight club as a straight bartender, women and men are coming up to you, and most times out of none, the man who's spending the money is going to go to the woman bartender.
Oh.
So when you're in a gay club, you know, all your liabilities become assets. You're really like, people are chasing you with cash. I mean, my hardest job is really trying to leave the place at night.
Really? Because the guys are all after you. What's the craziest thing that ever happened to you in a bar with the guys coming on to you?
There was a guy that came to the club, and he was a very rich guy, and he actually offered me $40,000 to sleep with him that night.
$40,000?
Yes, $40,000.
And were you gay for pay that night?
No, I was not.
You were not?
No.
Okay. Let me go to Corey. What's the craziest thing ever happened to you, Corey, at being a bartender in a gay bar? Straight guy in a gay bar.
The list goes on. I have so many stories. This gentleman wanted, he had a boot fetish. And I'm behind, you know, serving him drinks all night. He said, I will give you $100 if I can lick the bottom of your boot. My reaction exactly, you know. So I just thought he was joking around. So let me feel this guy out. Put my boot right up on top of the bar there, threw down a $100 bill, grabbed it, just licked it like 3 times.
And you didn't even have to make him a drink. You just did that. Okay, Julio, what about you?
Well, I had a guy, you know, he was in there for a long time, and he said, I'll give you $10,000 for you to just spend the night with me, and we could just take it up from there. And I personally couldn't do that. I have a beautiful wife, you know, I have a beautiful fiance, but I wouldn't be able to do that.
You guys, do the customers know that you're straight?
Yeah, actually, I'm straight up with everybody. I tell them, you know, I have nothing to hide from anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll be straight up with all the people that I usually know, and if they ask, I'll say I'm straight. You know, I have. If I were gay at any point in my life, I would know between these 2 years that I was bartending.
Yeah.
And I'm totally 100% straight.
Now, Corey, are you completely honest with them, or I have a feeling I can tell by your body language you're like, child, what they don't know won't hurt them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But that's not something you want to come out and just say to people when you first meet them, like, hey, I'm
you
straight.
don't want to parade that,
you know what I mean? If it's somebody who you don't know, you kind of want to give them a little bit of hint that maybe he might have that chance and keep flirting with him continuously throughout the night. You got to get paid. You know what I mean?
So you flirt with the guys and you're straight? How do you do that?
It's your job.
Do you wink and stuff?
Oh, yeah, of course. But, you know, I'm comfortable with myself to know when I leave that bar, I know what time it is.
Yeah.
And
so it's the same thing that girl bartenders do. They flirt and they do all that with the guys.
I mean, it's a little weird at first. You kind of, you got to figure it out. You know
do they
I
ever,
mean?
like, if you're handing them a drink, do they, like, you know, hold your hand a little bit more?
They
To, like,
always-
'cause that's what they do with the girl you know, with the straight girl
they'll touch
bartenders.
it.
They're like, the guys are like, you know, because it's so funny. And I want to set something straight. A lot of people, like, say that, like, gay men are, like, freakier than, like, straight men. It's not true. A man is a man, and a man is just nasty. He's freakier than girls. I just want to set that straight. I think that's really good. So, okay, so Julio, you said a wife or a girlfriend?
Well, I would like her to be my fiance. I will ask her to marry me.
Okay, so she's your gonna be, but not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Fiance. Corey, do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
Really? What does she think about what you do?
Well, she would rather have me bartending at a gay bar than a straight bar.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? She's totally cool with it. She knows, you know, I'm confident in what I do, so there's no problems at all.
Victor, you attached?
Yes, I am. I actually met my girlfriend in the club.
You met your girlfriend at a gay club?
Yeah.
Did she think you were gay when she first met you?
Actually, she did, because I was working behind the bar.
Yeah.
But I kind of made a comment towards her, and her friend, who's gay, said, you know, I think he likes you.
You said, baby, I'm straight. I'm just gay for pay. Well, I have to tell you guys a story. When you said that you work at a bar, a gay bar, where there's a mixed crowd, straight and gay crowd, my friends had been trying to get me to go to this kind of like a bar restaurant in Los Angeles. It's called the Abbey. It's very, very, very popular. It's very posh, very nice place. So I went in there. First of all, I didn't want to leave, because I was just getting so much love from all the gays, because Tyra loves the gays, and the gays love Tyra. So anyway, I'm like feeling all like adult and ordering my virgin mojitos. And then the bartender said, like, that I heard somebody told me that the bartender wanted to make me a blueberry virgin mojito. I was like, bring it on. And then I look over, and the bartender was so fine. So me and all my gay friends, we're looking at like, oh my God, he's so fine, he's so fine. And but I'm still thinking he's gay. So I'm like, tell this guy, this fine-ass guy, to come over here so I can tell him I've never had a virgin mojito taste this good. He comes over to my table, and he's like, hey, Tyra, how you doing? What's up? And I'm like, what is going on? And it turns out he was straight. So that was the first time I ever saw that and understood that there are bartenders that are gay for pay. But he wanted to take me home. But I did not go home with them. We'll be right back. A straight model named Benjamin Manning is suing a photographer and a gay men's magazine for publishing a sexy picture of him without his consent. Now, he's outraged, and he says that now he's getting harassed by men who assume that he's gay when he is straight. But Dean says that he is a straight guy who has no problem posting sexy photos of himself and even performing sex acts on his X-rated website that caters to gay men. So let's check out some of these photos that Dean has on his website. The girls are like, yeah. What the heck is that one? Is that oranges? What is that? Oh, ketchup and mustard. Oh, child. He is the hot dog in that one. Okay. So you got into this modeling thing, right? This nude kind of modeling thing. And was it always for the intention of doing it for men?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew immediately?
Absolutely. I mean, it was, I was working a steady job. It just really wasn't going anywhere. I wanted to start living life, and I saw the ad and immediately knew what it was.
Okay, so you went from working for them to starting your own website.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
So,
when I met with him, he made me very comfortable. He was just a really down-to-earth, really nice guy. And you know, when you start, you know, forking over the $100 bills, it was a really easy decision for me.
do you think any guy could be gay for pay if that much money was getting handed to them?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Who's straight in the audience? Any straight guys? Okay. Let me talk to you. Would you be, what's your name? Stand on up.
My name's Don.
What's your name?
Don.
Don, do you think you could be gay for pay?
I ain't doing nothing strange for a piece of change. They crazy.
Thank you, Don. I loved that. He just like did a freestyle rap. Doing nothing strange for a piece of change. Okay. So you went from doing, you know, you do it on your own now. So what types of things do you do on your webcam on your site?
It's mostly a lot of flexing, a lot of like body worshiping, more or less.
And then
Oil
there's like a private thing where they can request things?
No, they actually direct me. Yeah, I'd rather them direct me because they, you know, who better to know than the actual fan and the client.
And so what do you say no to, or do you do everything?
You know, like toys and stuff. I'm really not into, and yeah, not into that at all, actually. Other than that, it's, you know, I do some other stuff with some other guys on there. I just really.
Oh wait, you do stuff with other guys, so it's not just by yourself.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
what do you do with the other guys?
Well, we just mostly they actually like kissing a lot.
So you have no problem kissing?
You know what? I'm just acting. I'm acting. Like I said, I want to put a good quality product out there, and I guess that if I fake it, they can tell. They're not stupid.
So you don't fake it. So does that mean you get aroused?
No, I don't think I get aroused. I just like to put a good product out.
Do you get aroused just a little bit sometimes?
Not really. No. Sorry to disappoint you. I
just
don't.
a little, because like if you're kissing somebody, okay, you're kissing them, and you're not really touching like bodies and stuff, and all you feel is lips. I mean, it could be anybody's lips.
Yeah, but when it's a man's facial, and it's kind of hard.
Hair and face and stuff.
Yeah, it's.
How do you block your mind off of facial hair and stubble and muscles?
You just do it.
So you have a girlfriend?
I do. She's
Okay.
standing right next to you.
Courtney, stand on up, Courtney. Courtney, hi. So, Courtney, how do you feel about him doing the gay porn?
I love it. I'm actually the one that made him start his own website.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Dean, would you consider yourself to be 100% straight?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
I have a little different interpretation, I guess, of sexuality. I love him. I know that he's heterosexual, but I also think he's a little bit bisexual. I just don't think that you could do what he does and not be somewhat bisexual. But he has a different opinion of that. He thinks that if he doesn't go out on his own searching for men, going to bars or whatnot, and trying to do that in his personal life, that makes him not gay, that he's heterosexual. Only because he's doing it for money that he thinks he's he's gay for pay or whatever. But I just, you know, he does it, so I think he's bisexual.
So let me ask you something. If he did webcam stuff and did scenes with women, how would you feel about that?
That's not allowed at all.
Oh, really?
No. I don't know, it's the boundaries of our relationship. Everybody has different boundaries. Our boundaries is that he can do his thing with guys. I do my thing with girls, and that's totally fine.
Oh, wait. What do you mean? So are you gay for pay too?
No, I dance for bachelor parties, and during the bachelor parties, me and my other girlfriends, we play with each other. So I guess for pay.
But do you get aroused?
Of course.
So
that's why I say I'm bisexual, so he's bisexual.
Do you think he gets aroused?
He has to.
All right, we'll be right back. Thanks. With straight guys who say that there is nothing wrong with being gay for pay. Joining us now are three people with strong opinions about what these men that are gay for pay do for a living. This is Matt Sanchez. Matt's a former military corporal. We've got Sean Kennedy, who's the editor of the gay magazine, The Advocate, and Annie, a former sex industry worker. So let's start with you, Matt. I just heard two things in one sentence, which was gay for pay and also military.
Yeah.
So you started off in the gay porn industry first?
No, yeah, off of the porn industry 20 years ago, and later on it came back. After 9/11, I joined the military, and I later on got an award, an Academic Freedom Award, and then it came out, these films that I had done, because I've worked in conservative media, and I appear on television in different countries, including here in New York. So that came back, and listening to these guys talk, the only thing I thought, and that was coming through my mind, was this stuff is going to come back to get you. You know, it was 20 years later. I don't look, you know, I'm older, I'm more decrepit today, but, you know, but it still came back, and it really made a huge scandal about it. And I found out that back then I really didn't care what anyone thought.
Yeah.
20 years later,
You do care.
I really did
You
care.
care now.
And the most important thing is I cared about what my family thought. And I also found out that 20 years ago I really didn't care for my family, and I thought that this was a great way of sticking it to them.
Oh, wow. Are you gay or straight?
No, I'm straight.
So it was really a gay for pay thing
It
for you.
really was, and it wasn't a big deal. It's, you know, I want to emphasize that there's nothing intimate about porn. There really isn't. You create this bubble around you, and you basically detach yourself from your body.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous to think that anyone would do porn for pleasure. There's nothing pleasurable about it. You've got lights, you've got all these things going on. It's uncomfortable. It's like naked Twister. It's not fun.
Annie, what do you have to say about it? I know that you were in the sex industry for a while.
Yeah, I was in the sex industry for 11 years in Las Vegas, and I started doing it for the money. And I had an empty hole inside my heart anyway. And sex and money seemed to fulfill that void.
What do you think the difference is? Because you were a female, these guys are males doing it. Do you think there's the same negative impact that could happen?
It definitely is. Some people would think that men wouldn't be as affected by porn or sex for money, but they are. And every time that you have sex with a stranger, whether it be 100 or 1,000, a piece of you gets taken each time, and the shame builds. And as you wake up every day, you start doing drugs, and you just regret what you've done, and you want to change your life, and by then it's sometimes too late. So it's not a good option.
Tyra, I'm not ashamed of anything I do. I think people have a problem with gay for pay because they have a problem with homosexuals. And it's sad that we waste, I mean, I will sit here and debate all day and feel free to debate anything, but I think it's sad that we waste so much time disagreeing with what somebody else does when it doesn't really matter. I don't affect your life. Nothing I do affects your life. You're not my family. You're not my wife. You're not my children. Nothing I do affects you.
Sean, what do you think about this gay for pay?
Well, that's what I was going to say. People are talking about, well, it doesn't really hurt anybody, but in the gay and lesbian community, of which I'm a part, I mean, there's definitely lots of issues around this. You know, I mean, gay for pay is not something that is a celebrated term in the gay community. You know, I mean, it basically means guys who are pretending consciously or unconsciously, you know, to be gay in order to take advantage financially of gay guys, whether they're at a gay bar or they're, you know, the buyers of gay, you know, adult entertainment videos. And so that's not really cool in the gay community.
What do you think about the gay bartenders?
The gay bartenders.
I mean, the gay for pay bartenders.
The gay for pay bartenders, I think it's a part of the same problem. You know, I mean, for the most part, I mean, I was glad to hear that some of you guys are upfront about you know, your sexual orientation, but that's not the case in many of the bars that I've gone to, or many of the bars that my friends have gone to, where certainly it's this star notion that people were talking about where, you know, it's like the really hot guy who's flirtatious, you know, is trying to get all these tips, you know, wants to work
Yeah,
really
but there's
late
a
into
difference because we're serving people beers, not having sex with our customers. You know what I mean?
Sean, would you prefer that they be at a straight bar?
I would prefer that they'd be at a straight bar. I mean, this is another reason why I don't think this whole gay for pay phenomenon sits so well in the gay community, is that there's very few gay bars where gays can go just to be among themselves. There's so many other straight bars in the world.
I wonder if it's like Cleopatra, you know, is a black woman from Egypt, but Elizabeth Taylor played her back in the day. It's like, can't y'all get your own movie parts?
Right.
Black people are struggling out here.
Exactly.
I wonder if that has something like that. We'll be right back. Kurt, I've been told that you wanted to say something. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to comment on his, you know, he makes a great point that, you know, most everybody that gets into this industry and business are in it for the money, at least at first. But I would like to say one thing in our defense is like, well, you know, we don't just do it for the money. We do it to entertain gay men. We give them a chance to stay home and stay out of the clubs and out of the bars and out of drugs and alcohol and unsafe sex places. We can actually keep them safer by just watching us and being entertained sexually through us.
So you're an advocate now for the gay community? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not really funny because you do really become an advocate. And now, it made me sit back and look at just how segregated. He said he wanted to go to a gay club where he could be among just gay people. Now, there's a problem to me there because there's a whole world out there of people that you can learn and grow from. And if you
Well, the
want to
reason why the
separate-
gay people are together, though, it's a community because, you know, whenever there's a section of people that get
You can
together,
learn so much
just one
from gay
second,
people.
Aaron, but the reason why people do that is because there's so much negativity, so they come to a safe place where there is no judgment and no negativity.
And one of the worst elements of this, Tyra, if I could just add, is, and you guys all seem like fine guys, you know, I mean, you're trying to make money like we all are, but one of the things that bothers a lot of people in my community is that you guys get to be gay for like a set period of time, and then you walk out back into the world and you're straight, and you don't have to deal with any of the discrimination or problems. That's the problem.
Have you guys ever been like homophobic ever, or said negative things about gay people?
I have. I'm the first one to sit here and say that.
Yeah. What about you, Corey?
I was actually very ignorant at the fact of gay people and what it meant. When I was growing up, this is what I thought. When I was growing up as a kid, I thought you were gay because you couldn't get a girl. Or
because you couldn't get a girl.
You couldn't get a girl.
Oh, wow.
Or, you know, you were too small. I wasn't, you know what I mean?
One thing I do love about all of these gay for pay guys is that you guys are for the gay rights. I find that actually kind of interesting and positive in a way. What do you feel about that, Sean? Do you feel like it's a cop? They're just kind of saying that to just be PC? Do you think it's real?
I think it's definitely true. I mean, you know, I love my straight brothers and sisters just as much as I love their gay brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I have gay brothers, actually.
Well, and I think that's great. I mean, the one thing that I would, you know, just make a point of saying, though, is that porn itself, like I think you were saying earlier, that, you know, it keeps people away from drugs and yada, yada, yada. Actually, if you look at the studies, and I do this in my work at The Advocate, I mean, porn is associated with, you know, crystal meth, with cocaine abuse. It's, you know, people put it on when they have, like, big orgies and people aren't being protected. So, you know, porn is not some, you know, it's not this, like, wonderful thing. It's actually attached to all these really negative problems that people
we'll be right back.
face. Yeah.
Now, we want to know what you would do if your boyfriend or your girlfriend was working in a gay bar or making gay porn. Go to TyraShow.com and tell us how you'd react if your significant other was gay for pay. We'll see you later.